Hello and welcome to another episode of Shady Doing Stuff in Arena Breakout. This time we're gonna visit Northridge, the blizzard version of Northridge. If I would be doing like a top 10 farming maps or top 5, top 3 even, top 3 places to farm and like find good stuff, then Northridge would be one of those. And when I say Northridge, by the way, I mean the hotel, okay? So for me, it's strictly the hotel. Let me just fix the camera. So everything that is outside of the hotel on Northridge, it doesn't actually exist for me. Maybe if I have time, I visit this place, which I never remember, but this recently added place, because there's a free save, and on the second floor there's actually also one locked room where you have another save. So this place is worth visiting if you are on Northridge while running to the extract or while running to the hotel from your spawn. Anyways, I think that Northridge is one of the places where you can peacefully farm money. And in this video, guys, I decided to give you a bit more detail instead of cutting it in a way where you just see the action. I wanted to make it a bit more detailed and show you not just the good stuff but also the bad stuff. Actually, I knew that my teammate was dying there. I checked the map, so I was trying to find that guy, but because of the blizzard I didn't see him, or you saw that I was scoping for a second and I didn't see him. But then I was actually pretty proud of myself because I hit the guy like twice with my famous BM59, which I can highly recommend, by the way. It's similar to the M110, and I was even more proud because after hitting the guy, I was expecting him to hide behind that car, and I was actually hitting him with my nade. My teammate pretty much saved me. I mean, I wouldn't have died, but it would have been a bit more difficult to fight that other guy outside, which I wasn't actually aware of that he's there. But anyways, that's my usual way of thinking. Get to the hotel as fast as you can. And there are two scenarios. You either focus on the safes and try to open all of the safes in the hotel. That's what I usually do, except if I hear that somebody is in the hotel. As you can see, nobody was here, or I didn't hear any footsteps, noises. So usually I start from the reception side. Sometimes I'm greedy and run straight to the second third floor private launch, but not this time. So I was looting this safe, and I heard nades, and my teammate disappeared. Like, did you see that? He just vanished. So absolutely, I was absolutely sure that there must be players. What I was trying to do here is that I wanted to stay low, like stay silent, not to give away my position, because I was expecting multiple players to be there. And in case you're wondering, I found this M4 from the first kill, and unfortunately it didn't have too much A1 ammunition. And M4 with T3 bullets is just simply trash. So I wasn't like overpowered, and you know me well enough that I'm not running T5, especially not if I'm running solo with randoms. And by this time of the game, I was alone, as you could see. And what I can tell you is that I don't wanna be all by myself, but I had to solve this whole thing alone. Therefore, I wasn't like pushing. I was trying to understand how many people I face, how many heads I need to shoot, how many victims I'm gonna have in this game. So I was sneaking. I'm not often doing it, because when you sneak too much, then it's getting boring. this is we could say skill issue or Timmy moment. I stopped shooting because I was fully under the impression that he's gonna die. I don't know why that guy didn't die. My aim wasn't like perfect, but he should have died. And not sure if you saw, but when I was peeking, I saw that the other guy was behind the box. So I decided not to peek again. I jumped down to get to the top of the stairs, because if I would have like ran over, then they would have seen it. And now I was trying to confuse them by running to the bridge side and then again appearing here. You need to, if you want to relocate like this, do it fast, otherwise they're gonna it's not gonna make sense anymore. Smoke is still up, so I was just really cautiously trying to enter the fight. And as you could see, I just had T3 ammunition for the M4, which is absolutely not ideal. I was hesitating whether if I should try to snipe one with BM59, and then if someone comes close, then switch to M4, which is actually what I did. Dang. So with that, we got the second kill, but you saw multiple footsteps, so I was sure that I cannot be relieved yet. And let me remind you about the freaking, golden law of Arena Breakout. It doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter how many kills you have along the way if you die at the end. So even if you have 5 kills and then you die. This was funny, by the way. I was freaking shooting the dead guy. So it doesn't matter how many kills you have. You can have 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter if you cannot extract from a map. Keep that in mind. And especially on maps like TV Station, don't push early unless you're super confident that you're gonna have the kill, because it just doesn't make sense. Let the teams fight with each other first on TV Station and Armory, and then do the do the heavy lifting in the second half of the game. I don't know. I don't know what happened with my aim in this game, but usually I land the headshots. Not all the time, but like out of 3 attempts, at least once I hit them. But interestingly, they also didn't hit me. Anyways, I knew that something has to happen because I cannot just stay there forever. They're gonna push me, so I was kind of preparing for that. And since they were expecting me to be upstairs, I was trying to check if eventually one of them is gonna run down. The worst thing that could have happened is that one of them runs down, the other one pushes the corridor and then jumps down behind me. Luckily, it didn't happen. Whenever you are in such a situation, then I would encourage you to focus, like to only focus on understanding where the enemies are, to predict precisely where they are. And as you could see, one of them came down, the other one was still upstairs. You can clearly see that, which gave me the chance to do a 1 versus 1 fight. Then eventually the other one also came down, but never mind. I had a good position. This is actually a pretty solid spot. Again, I didn't kill the guy who I started shooting. I think it's the same guy I was shooting at the very beginning, but at least I could kill his T5 teammate. So it's now a 1 versus 1 situation. Again, my position is pretty cool. And I knew that if I peek, I just have to wait for the right moment. And that's the right moment. If you peek and the enemy starts shooting, then wait for a second, because they can get easily confused if they, if they stop shooting and at that exact moment you peek again, they're not gonna shoot again. It's just how our brain works. I don't know why. Same for jiggle peek and same for the debate dance. This is how it goes. So just wait, because they're gonna start panicking. because if they shoot, they start running out of ammunition, especially if they have 30 round max. They're gonna fire like half of their magazine, and therefore they need to reload. So yeah, that's a good example on how to do a good timed peek. At this point, look at that, 630,000 in my bag already. So all I had to do is to loot the second kill, yeah, because that was the second kill. Downstairs I had third and fourth. But before I did that, I wanted to do a side quest opening the reception room. Unfortunately, no red. With the red, if I would have found the red, then it would have put me up to 1 million. But doesn't matter. I think 600,000 or 700,000 without the red is like a very good result. You hear that? You hear that? Somebody's here. Somebody is injured, or somebody is thirsty. I think thirsty. Somebody was hiding here, and actually I wanted to throw a GHO, but I threw a smoke. I knew that I was absolutely sure that he's on the right side, on the right side of the corridor. So I tried to damage him even further with the GHO. This is why I threw one further back and then one almost in front of me. I have to admit that I was somewhat panicking. I should have dropped my bag, for example. I was panicking because I fucking hate to die after already having 4 kills. So what I did, I was desperately throwing all my nades, which it didn't make too much sense, but I wanted him to make some noise or start moving. So I was just waiting, and then I had enough. I knew I have 10 minutes. I need to check my kill. I need to still do some Tetrising, eventually check private launch. So I had enough, and I said, okay, I'm gonna push him. I'm gonna push him and check. This is always so exciting. Adrenaline rush, I saw the footsteps. Now I can hear exactly where he is, next to me in the toilet. I was jumping to the other side. Pre-firing, by the way. I don't often do that, but he was still behind the window. Impact date and then check the other side, because we all know that he's gonna run to the other side. Easy kill. I have absolutely no clue if this guy was camping here or part of the team I killed, but this was my 5th kill on within the hotel. Well, one was in the parking lot, but let's count it as the hotel. So I don't know, maybe one full team and the other one was part of another team. Anyways, don't get scared. So if you're not a North Switch player, usually there are no 5 people in the hotel. So you can meet a team of 2 or 3 people, but it's not often happening that you have to kill like a full squad and then somebody else is also joining. Maybe a team of 2 and then a team of 3 arriving, but it's not that common. Usually I have like 2 kills or 3 kills, but it doesn't actually matter. You can also have good games if you have just one single kill. I had a game recently where I killed one single guy in the private launch, but he was the last guy standing. There was many bodies already, and I walked out with 800,000 or even more. I don't remember. And then, fortunately, I obviously checked before, but fortunately we had the dog tag extract, so I didn't have to run to the other side of the map. It's always worth checking if you have that extract before entering the hotel, because based on that you need to you need to dip and earlier if that extract is not open. Obviously, you need like 6-7 minutes to get to the extract from the hotel. But fortunately, this time it was opened. Let me know in the comments if you play Northridge. If you don't play Northridge Lockdown, then tell me why you don't play that, because it's full of safes, full of good loot, and it's not that dangerous as TV Station, for example. Yeah, I would highly encourage you to play it. So, hope you enjoyed, guys. Let me know if you're a Northridge player, yes or no. And have a nice day. See you in the next one. Ciao. Bye.